Challenge accepted. Oh, finally, for the love of God. You would not believe how hard of a time I had to get this to actually work, this whole setup here. And there's still no guarantee that it might work. But beyond that, we begin with The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past Randomized. And I'm just gonna make a new character. I'm gonna use my real name, John. And we're gonna begin. I'm probably going to make an introductory video to tell you the basic gist of this all. That's foreboding. The basic idea, though, is that I need to kill Ganon, and every chest in the game is randomized. This thing here, it could have anything in the game. You want to find out what it is? Heart piece. Okay, that's actually not at all useful. Right now, I'd really like items. But yeah, getting this to start recording was a challenge in and of itself. Like, way back in the day, like 2010, 2011, I actually used to be a Let's Player, and going through this experience again and all the technical shit I had to go through, I remember why I quit. Hopefully that won't be too much of a problem in the future. Anyway, the basic gist of the challenge is that the complexity comes from what items I do or don't get. Like, by the end of Hyrule Castle here in the base game, you get the boomerang and the lamp. And here I could get the Pegasus boots, or I could get a shovel, a mushroom, and a fuck you. Or I can get the Pegasus boots or the ocarina. I don't know. I wrote down the seed that I'm using in case you want to do it too. What inspired me to do this was the Pro Jared Let's Play. It taught me about the randomized version of the game. But ever since he did play, there have been some updates. Like, for example, bosses now drop a randomized item. And I could find something like the 50 bomb upgrade. However, not everything is like 100% could be anything. Like, I'm not going to need a specific item to get a specific item. Like, the Pegasus boots would never be in the library where you need the Pegasus boots to get them off. The lamp. Kind of boring getting it here, but we do need that. Let's see. Every dungeon will have its big key, it will have its map, it will have its compass, and it will have the same amount of keys, just in different areas, but theoretically possible to get. I say theoretically because I don't know exactly how recursive this is. For example, if I needed an item to get the Pegasus boots, but I needed the Pegasus boots to get the item required to get the Pegasus boots, I don't know if that's a possibility with a randomizer. So yes, in a way, this is a luck-based challenge. I mean, which is kind of odd for a first challenge on this channel, but it's not 100% luck-based. It's a lot of it does come from how well you know the game. Like, one thing I really like about this randomizer is how it forces you to go to places that you wouldn't normally go in the base game. Like, there are so many chests that don't have heart pieces, just have normal rupees and stuff like that. In this game, those are your lifesavers. As you can see, I got 300 rupees, which honestly isn't very useful. This game, like, throws rupees at you like no tomorrow. Almost as much as Wind Waker, but not quite. As you can see, the number of rupees I can carry has been up from 999 to 9,999. Because you just get so much. We probably won't hit max, but... And the odd thing is, you only need like 700 to beat the game. And that was a key. Okay, I got the Pegasus boots. Sorry if I don't have much to talk about this early on. Like, to me, A Link to the Past only really begins once you're out of Hyrule Castle and can go wherever you want. That's kind of how I feel about the beginnings of games. They really do begin when you can basically do whatever you want. Zelda games especially, like... Ocarina of Time, to me, doesn't really begin until you're able to get out of Kakariko Forest. Majora's Mask doesn't really begin until you get the Song of Healing. Wind Waker doesn't really begin until the King of Red Lions actually lets you explore the ocean, which is like halfway through the game. Or a third of the way, at least. And I don't think Twilight Princess ever gets started, but that's just me. And I don't know, Twilight Princess is like the most debated Zelda game. Some people think it's the best and awesome, other people think it's terrible. I don't have too many, well, I don't dislike it. I just don't think it's the standard of a Zelda game. I mean, in another series, I would say it's a very good Zelda clone. I don't want to pick on it too much. This is about A Link to the Past, which is one of my favorite Zelda games. Not my absolute favorite. Definitely my favorite 2D one. I don't think they've ever gotten this good a standard before. My favorite Zelda game, by the way, is Majora's Mask. And I'm kind of glad that I'm not doing that challenge first, because that challenge is a lot harder, and I have less room of screwing up. Like here, I could save and quit and stuff like that. If I was doing the Majora's Mask challenge, if I failed, I failed. And the hardest part is at the beginning. Here, at least it has a linear sense of progression. And you have the map. Because I have the Pegasus boots, this means that I can get the items underneath the sanctuary, which is very useful. More stuff to start with. Now, what is priority right now is probably the Moon Pearl. I say priority like I can decide what I get. But that's what I'm hoping for the most. Because if things go well, I can skip all of the Light World dungeons, which would save us a lot of time. Just like the Pegasus boots. I actually think they're kind of optional to beat the game. I mean, they're not optional to get a bunch of extra stuff, but do you need them to beat the game? I think there's like one room in Ganon's Tower which may be optional in the grand scheme of things. And we have all the rupees we need to beat the game. Not all the rupees you need to get 100%, but you only need 600 to beat the game. Actually, in this version of the game, we only might need 110. That's it. Yeah. Let's see. I really do wish we got more items, though. The lamp, while it's important, it doesn't help me much. Right now, I just like items that would help me get more items, like the level 2 bracelet, the hammer, the hookshot, and the mirror. Okay. The mirror is very useful. Okay, now that we're out of the sanctuary, we can do whatever the hell we want. What we're going to do, though, is explore as much as possible, get as many chests as possible, and that'll determine how the rest of the run goes, where we go afterwards. And as soon as I have the items to get into a dungeon, I will try to do that. However, before I tackle a dungeon, I want to have all of the items that I'm going to need to 100% completed. I don't want to beat a dungeon and then have to come back to it later with the items that I get. And we got a heart container, so I'm not actually very excited about those and rupees. They don't help me much. I mean, yes, I'd like them eventually, but items are much more important. Items are much more useful. In the Lost Woods, there are 2 items. In the real Zelda game, they're a piece of heart and a mushroom. In this one, they're a heart container, and I don't know. Oh, by the way, there will be plenty of spoilers for A Link to the Past. If you've never played it, this is a terrible introduction. So I'd recommend you actually play through the game first before playing this. I mean, like, all the story stuff, what little there is completely removed in this version of the game, because it was built, this ROM here, it was built for speedrunning. Like, all the text boxes except for the first one was in Japanese, because Japanese ROM had faster text scroll. And it also has some glitches that aren't in the American and European versions. Get out of my way! I need to get to the village! And now we go to Kakariko Village, which has a ton of very useful chests. And it has, like, the best theme in all of Zelda. Like, this is not my absolute favorite, but it is one of my favorites. The only thing that I don't like about it is that after you beat Hyrule Castle, it gets replaced with the Hyrule Overworld theme. Which, while it isn't bad, it's, not this one. See, when you have the mirror, you can actually do this. Push blocks and make them disappear. It seems useful, but it's not. Like, if I use this in a dungeon, I will be sent back to the beginning of the dungeon. So I'm just going to use it to save time in places like this. And as you can see, I got the bow. Technically, I can complete every single Light World dungeon now. I have no way to get to the Tower of Hera, but... and I should actually use all of this... I should be using all of these infinite rupees to buy bombs. And spend 100 rupees for 20 rupees. Like, in the base game, even though this game throws money at you, you never really have to buy anything. There are bomb chests before you get to here, but... there's no guarantees, so... Now, if I had a bottle, I'd be able to get something from the Bug Kid. Oh yes, and if you're playing this randomized version and the Bug Kid gives you nothing, that's because you don't have a bottle. You actually need a bottle to get his item. We have the magic cape, okay. Now, normally when I get the magic cape this early, it means that the only way for me to be able to progress is to beat Hyrule Castle. Because you actually don't need the Master Sword to get in there. You can use the magic cape to get over the lightning thing. I don't know if it's a glitch or an oversight because that's, like, always gone by the time you get the magic cape. The bug catching net. I really rather not have this. I mean, it's absolutely useless without a bottle. Unless you're fighting a Ganon, which I don't want to do until, like, towards the end. I have been talking surprisingly a lot. Like... normally what I do is scripted, and right now it is completely improv, even though I've done a couple of practice runs of here where the recorder screwed up, it started lagging too much. So I just had to call it quits. So I'm not going into this totally blind. I mean, on some level I am, because it's randomized, and I do use a different seed for every practice run. But I lost my train of thought. Of course. Yeah, I do use a different seed for every practice run, and this is a seed that I've never used before. Apparently, though, it's complexity 6, which I don't really know what that means. But if you do, that's how difficult this apparently is. Complexity 6. Yeah, I wrote that down too. Bottle, okay. Is that a bottle with a B? Yeah. Really wish it didn't have a B, because they're kinda useless to me, but whatever. Oh yeah, usually what I record is completely scripted, 100%. Like, I don't like doing improv because I like wording myself very properly, and I don't... Well, normally it's very important to word myself properly. Right now, I'm just playing a game. It doesn't matter if I screw up or give wrong information about something. Like, this isn't exactly a guide. It's a, can he do it kind of thing. And we will see the... I was already in here. That is another sign of forebodingness. I mean, I do have extensive knowledge of A Link to the Past to begin with, so... I know where all of the chests are. But you never know when I might have a brain fart. Let's see. Now we go to the library, see what it is. Usually in my experience it's crap. Watch it be the most useful thing ever. I wouldn't call it crap, but I'm not looking for it. Oh yeah, when we do start tackling the Dark World, we're probably going to be doing it with the level 1 sword. Actually, it depends if I find the level 2 bracelet. I need the level 2 bracelet to beat the game, but I don't need it to do everything in the Dark World. In fact, I'm more eager on getting the hammer as an access to the Dark World, because the hammer lets you do a lot more. Let's see. But the Moon Pearl is the most important thing. Yeah, this isn't randomized at all! Like, without the Moon Pearl, we can't access any of the Dark World dungeons at all. We can't even get into the first dungeon.